art
All right.
tutorials. I mean, like,
We should be live on the YT.
to give you some perspective, this is how many times I've taught anatomy, figure drawing, you know, faces, heads. Like, there's
This is
so many streams.
Just from live streams,
This is-
by the way.
Yeah,
And a lot of these have multiple layers.
exactly.
This is just the stream iPad.
Mm-hmm.
Look at
I
this.
have
This
more
is-
on my computer.
This is from really, really old streams.
Mm-hmm.
This is just the stream iPad.
So it's
Let's just go into like a random one. Oh,
Yeah, let's
here's
go
the
random
one
one.
that I drew a long
Yeah.
time ago.
fundamentals. Exactly. Yep, I'm working on illustrations, practicing the fundamentals. Every illustration that you do is an opportunity to practice. So like this is like clothing drawing, composition, some color theory, you know. Like more color theory, more demos, more portraits.
Every single one of these. Like, here's Christina's character, Ray.
Mm-hmm. And
Was from a live stream.
Yep,
And Christina draws all the time, not on live stream as well.
yep.
Like, she draws her own personal stuff constantly.
How can I join your school? You can join here. It's an online program. Hello, Ace Fawn. So you go, this is our site. It's also on our profile. You go to Animate Art School. It's the yellow button on that site. So you take a screenshot if you're interested. It's like an art college alternative.
How to determine the direction of light in art, you decide.
Yeah, you decide.
You don't, I mean, like, if you want to break something down, you can trace, like, a shadow and determine the light source that way. But if you're coming up with something from your head, you decide. Like, I
Yeah.
will decide on a light source that best describes what I want to show.
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm lighting a sphere, right? Oh, this is the nonsense that I got distracted with instead of my head challenge.
Judge K to join? Yes.
If I'm lighting a sphere, lighting it directly from behind wouldn't make a lot of sense, right? Lighting it from maybe 45 degrees. There's like a 45-degree lighting that quite a lot of people will use.
Mm-hmm. It's very
But you don't
common.
have to. Like, you'll notice that some of Lau's recent pieces, she's using, like,
Flash.
flash photography lighting. So her sphere would be like this. And then say it's kind of like this. You get, like, a shadow around the edge. And then
Lau's like, help.
there's a shadow like this. Right? Like, this is common as well. And then there's a highlight in the center on the front like this. So that would be like front lighting. Right? But a lot of people will use like a 3/4 lighting. Why? Because it will show you all of the components of an object.
Yeah.
You'll get your lit side, you'll get your shadowed side, you'll get your core shadow, and you'll get a nice cast shadow.
And it's very obvious of what this is. Like, you don't, like, second... Oh, that's a really nice combining the shadow right there.
Yeah.
Like, you don't deny what this is because it has everything you need.
Yeah, it gives you enough information to know what this is, right? And of course, if we go in here and we add like a specular, we have everything, right? We've got lit side,
Oh, someone asking is how much is the school?
lit side, shadowed side. We got the cast shadow. 497. It's a year long, and it's kind of like a college alternative. So if you want to learn the basics of anatomy, heads, faces, expressions, hair, character design, perspective, rendering, painting, backgrounds, it's very in-depth. Very, very in-depth. You know, I mean, you're doing like still lifes like this. I'm breaking down color theory. I'm teaching you how to do materials.
We teach you how to actually study so that you can do this from imagination later
Yeah,
on.
this is from imagination. This is a demo in my class from imagination. These are all from imagination.
This is a good question. Mara says, how do I stop pillow shading? That would be interesting to cover.
Pillow shading is like you're shading around the edges as they go away from you.
Yeah.
That it just doesn't happen with a lot of kinds of lighting. Pillow shading tends to happen when the light is placed directly in front of an object. So say, for example, this is like a top view. Here's your camera and also your light.
Yeah.
And so what happens is the light hits this object dead on, your shadow is right here, but you can't see it because it's a full moon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can't see it because it's a full moon, but then what ends up happening is, like, as the light hits this, you'll see this angle change.
By the way, so people who are asking about rendering tutorials, this is basically what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's very similar to what it is. so pay
As
attention.
the light starts hitting it at a shallower angle, it receives less light, and therefore it gets a little bit darker. This is really common. There's an artist out there. I bring up his work.
Very good. How much does this cost, like, to enroll? The Anime Art School costs $497, but
I
it's a
bring this
one-time
guy's
payment.
work up quite a lot because pretty much everything he does is frontal lighting, and this is all pillow shaded. So this is Ariel Perez, and you'll notice that he has front lighting on this shot, which means the area facing us is the brightest, and as this starts to turn away from us, it gets darker. Like, if I color sample it, you can see, like, it's getting darker. Here's some highlights, and then it starts to get darker. And look, underneath, it starts to get darker. Pillow shading is basically doing that on accident. This
Or-
is a really obvious
That's a really
example. Bright starts to get darker. It happens in real life. It's just a specific reason that it happens. So when you apply it to all situations, that's when you can start to, without like nuance or context.
Yeah. Well, another thing is pillow shading also happens when you're like, well, I think this is what shadows do.
Yeah.
So if you want to stop pillow shading, you would need to understand light direction and how shadows respond.
Yeah. I mean, people tend to, oh, I see Fox, which means I need to ping the Discord.
She's a cue, visual cue. Is there due date for the assignments? No. There's no due date. It is self-paced.
It is self-paced.
yeah.
Content updates. Tutorials.
So, like, for instance, with bodies, this is what I'll notice is people will start pillow shading. They'll draw a body,
Yeah.
and then because they don't really know what's going on with the body, but they've got to shade it because that's what you think you need to do.
Yeah, it's like a default.
It's a default.
It's
yeah.
like a default shading that's not based on knowing why.
Yeah.
It
Like,
does happen.
it does happen, absolutely.
It just happens in specific situations. It's called like
Yeah.
angle of incident lighting
yeah.
or front lighting, like flash photography.
Mm-hmm. So it's like you just shade the edges. The thing is, you're not seeing it as a form. I think a really good example of doing this is, with arms, because arms are literally cylinders. And they also have like very round forms. So like, what's going to happen if a light is going this way? You probably get a core shadow that looks like this. That's
Yeah.
not pillow shading anymore.
That's not
Because-
pillow shading.
Yeah, it's not.
It's got a light side and a dark side.
Exactly.
And you'll notice how Christina put the light in at a specific angle, so the separation of light and dark is not 50-50, and that's design.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really, really good point as well. If you want your light to be more interesting, again, this is not a solution for every drawing ever. Let's say we have a cylinder, right? This is the representation of the arm. Instead of lighting it like this, where you have like light and dark, try to light it where you're splitting it up unevenly. So maybe the light side is larger and the dark side is smaller, or the dark side is larger and the light side is smaller. What was this? What would this be called? In portrait photography, it's when you have like Rembrandt lighting, but
Short?
Yeah, it's like this is this is like short, and it's like long, right?
Yeah, I don't
Is that what
exactly
it's
remember the
called?
difference. Yeah, short and long. I do remember hearing about that.
So it's like if your camera is positioned on the side of the light, I think it's like long, and if your camera is positioned on the side of the shadow, it's like short. This is really important in portrait photography. They do this a lot, right? Both of these cylinders look more interesting than if we were to just straight up divide it in half with our light and shadow,
Yeah.
right? Zoop. Rip.
Rip. It's like you can technically do this. It just doesn't it just doesn't look as interesting. Oh.
It
Well,
doesn't
there-
look as interesting. You can do this, absolutely.
Hey, here I am. I actually started lock into drawing the human body by copying what you do in my sketchbook. Awesome. That's great. Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah. So like, you can do this with the torso as well, or the head, especially with heads, really. Like this. If I place my light right directly in front of the head, you can see that pillow shading effect. But what happens when I move my light on the other side? No pillow shading, because I have my clear light source right here that's depicting light and shadow. You're sculpting. It's interesting, isn't it?
Short lighting, the term means the side of the face that's turned away from the camera.
Okay. Okay.
Short side, the narrow edge of the image frame. No, and light long side, the tall edge of the vertical. Blah blah blah. I'm just looking up if I have the terms right.
Mm-hmm.
Short and broad. It's not
Oh,
short and
okay.
long. It's short and broad.
Short and broad. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure
never
where I got
took-
the long
I
part.
never took like portrait photography classes, but I am a little bit familiar with the fact that there's terms.
Where did you get that head? You can actually get this on our TikTok shop. If you're in the States, that's where they're available at. So it comes with a set of 2, and they're great references. I got interesting to learn this than my teacher. I appreciate it. You know, we've been definitely spending a lot of time teaching live, so that helps a lot. I ordered your anime heads. They come soon, so I can't wait to use them. Ah! I'm so excited for you. What about shading heads and cartoons, the areas where it's flat so it looks bland and little shading? That would just be like a simplification of rendering. Like a lot of time in anime, for example, or even like cartoons, like they probably just won't really add much shadow at all because of the style. But like they'll still keep in mind of like where lighting is. You know, you'll see in some situations they'll have like very they'll just show light versus shadow rather than a lot of steps in between.
Yeah, here it is. This will probably be interesting to a couple people in here.
Ooh, let's see it. To the nerds out there.
Maybe not. So yeah, this is the broad side lighting. So it's called
okay.
broadside or broad, and this one's called short. So it refers to you're looking at the side of the face that has light, and you're looking at the side of the face that's in shadow. Otherwise, it's the same lighting. You can see it's Rembrandt. There's the triangle. Here's the triangle. So it's Rembrandt lighting, and then you're either looking at the side of the face in the light or in the shadow. And there's terms like photography's been around for quite a while. But this is really important for artists who want to draw portraits as well. Because good news for people who want to draw portraits, photographers have already figured out how to make a face look good. So we
Yeah.
just have to understand how they do it.
What shadows to use, what lighting type to use. There's a lot of we actually cover portrait lighting in our classes as well.
Yeah. Portrait lighting is really important. And it works the same on anime faces.
It does.
Portrait lighting is portrait lighting.
Yeah. I believe I have some examples in here. Yeah. Portrait lighting. How to light heads. Here, I use like just cell shading, so just light versus dark, but you can see I marked my lights and I use a planar head to show the form. So this is for my anime art school. It's really fun doing this kind of exercise, and you know, always when you look at reference, it helps you a lot.
Yeah, it does help a lot.
Heads look like this because it's basically a form, right? So this is a little bit on rendering. Like rendering is not about detail. It's about showing the form of something using light and shadow. So like in line work, it's hard to see, but you have visual cues like, oh, here's your nose. Like here's the bridge of the nose. That shows the form. This shows the form. And what you're doing with light and shadow is you're describing this wireframe. Like this is a sphere. What is the closest form to use when you're rendering a head? Especially of this kind of style. A sphere, for the most part, maybe with some kind of boxy forms, depending on the area, like the side of the head and the chin area or the muzzle area. So like, okay, I'll shade it like that. Now I just got to figure out my lighting. So in cell shading, I'll just do like I'll just do like a common lighting type.
Is it necessary to break down references to geometric shapes before drawing? You don't have to do it, but it would be very helpful.
It would be very helpful.
Really, really, really good professional artists do it.
Yeah.
Even at their level, a lot. And even when they don't actually draw it, in their minds, they're doing it a lot of the time. Heck, when I took Yuming Lee's painting class, he literally had an entire lesson about breaking things down into simpler forms. So did Ahmed Al-Duri in his class. I'm telling you, it is so common because it helps you understand what's facing the light and what's not facing the light.
Yeah. Like what I'm doing here is I'm going to be doing the same lighting scenario, but instead I'm probably going to add a few more steps. Like I'm probably going to add like a darker shadow in here. I'm going to add more steps to the gradation and try to not make it muddy. And maybe add a little bit of transition like with a smudge brush. So like you're doing the same thing. It's just when you're doing something that's a bit more realistic or semi-realism or whatever, however people call it, you're just adding more steps, but it's like based off of realism, you know? Like you may get something like this.
You can buy the anime head. Yeah, on TikTok Shop in the States, you can get these anime heads.
Yep. Yep, you can get them.
And they're back in stock now. We ran out of stock. We had a TikTok go viral, and everybody bought up all our supply.
Yeah.
So I had to refresh our stock.
Yeah. Actually, let me just make this a little bit clearer, because I really want there to be light and dark. But maybe I will make the forms a little bit more complex. So this is like stylization. Like maybe in here, there's a little bit more description of the form rolling down from the cheek. It's not the best example, but you know, you get what I mean. Maybe there's gonna be some bounce light. So like this is like ultra simple. This is like a little bit more complex. But it's still describing the same thing. Like maybe there's a darker dark in here, because I feel like it's appropriate to add it.
Would there be any tutorials for drawing dynamic hair? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
We draw dynamic hair quite a lot on stream.
Yeah, we do.
But it is a fun topic.
Yeah.
It's all about. I mean, it's all shape and form language.
Yeah, it's
like
all
dynamic
design.
hair. Yeah, that's like very design heavy.
I mean, you can just start off with trying to start with a dynamic shape and then turning it into hair. Like you can do literally something like this. Like this feels dynamic already. There's something happening.
It's like, why, I would say, like, why is this shape dynamic? Like, break it down. Unless you want me to break it down.
You can break it down if you want.
Sure.
So this shape right here.
Just the entire thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's uneven, right? Like, look at where your apexes are. It's like, here's an apex, and an apex is like, where does the shape peak at, right? Where is its highest point?
Mm-hmm.
And so you'll see that these volumes are uneven. Like this one is large, this one is medium, this one is small. It's very uneven. It is broken up in a way that's not symmetrical, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if you add hair to this shape that's dynamic that Christina drew, it's gonna inherit the dynamism. I'm using all these stinking words. It's going to inherit the shapes from what you build it off of, right? And I like, that's the best way that I can explain it is if you draw a good shape and then you fill it with something, something inherits the good shape.
Yeah.
Like, does that make sense?
So like this is what people do. It's because there's just timidness, right? People draw this shape because it's safer. Because they're like, oh, but I don't want to mess up. So like psychologically, you start drawing like very symmetrical shapes. This is where I'm like, I'm going to treat it like smoke. I'm going to treat it like water current. So like, what does smoke look like? Yeah. You can't categorize smoke as just like this. There's so many different kinds. Like, is it like, I don't know, like incense smoke? Incense smoke kind of has this like wispy vibe to it. So like,
pen. That's fun.
Golden pen? What?
I just haven't responded to chat.
Oh, that's fun. So. Yeah, no worries. So like incense smoke kind of probably looks like this. I'm going to make my hair feel like this, categorize it with something. And so like, okay, or like a flame. Like flames are very dynamic. So like you put that attribute, the properties of fire and hair, and then you put it in there, and then you add more strands. Like that's what I would think about with dynamic shapes and hair. I gotta put the vegetables in the stew soon.
Yeah, so like if she fills it with hair and she keeps the hair, I guess not.
Oh,
but
oops.
and she keeps the hair like
Inside the shape.
or rather if she modifies the shape, she has to make sure it stays dynamic, right?
Yeah.
So like you can change your shape. It's just, are you changing it to be more dynamic or less dynamic? Because
Yeah.
like what people will do is they'll make a good shape, and then when they fill it with hair, they'll wreck the shape.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the composition. It's like they'll set up their light and their dark, and then they'll render it into oblivion.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And
when
then
you
they'll
do-
lose.
and it's like, oh no, like I why does my painting not look good? And it's like, well, it did.
It did.
You know what I mean? And it's like it's like that's one of the most difficult parts of rendering is not wrecking the solution that you came up with earlier.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is hard. Did you add a strand of hair? Yeah. I mean, I did just here. A lot of times I'll have a starting shape. And then I'll add extra. Like,
Yeah.
this is a starting shape that I feel like looks dynamic. Why? Thick to thin, has rhythm. So, like, it kind of starts slow, and then it kind of goes fast. That's the velocity of my hair. And then afterwards, I'm like, well, what other strands can I make it to look more dynamic? Well, I could add a strand that comes out from here, and I'll push it out and have it almost connect to the mother shape, right? But like this creates detail, right? Overlaps immediately create detail and creates volume. And then, you know, you can decide how you want to split it apart. Like, what if I took this and cut out a shape and then push these strands kind of closer together and have a twist? So there is action, right? There's twisting happening. There's overlaps happening. There's shape design and thickness happening. And all these three added together creates dynamic hair.
A lot of stuff built up. Would you say that using 3D boxes is the best method for drawing bodies and stuff? No, it's a method.
It's a method.
It's great. Boxes are great. They have strengths and weaknesses. The strength of a box is that it's very easy to determine when it's right and wrong.
Yeah.
The weakness of a box is that it's stiff and it's not dynamic. And when you draw people, you generally want them to look dynamic. So it's like a trade-off, right? Boxes can really set your volumes good. But they may be more difficult to make dynamic, and they end up being stiff, which a lot of people use pillows. Pillows have the properties of both boxes and dynamic.
Yeah.
Um,
And organic.
so it's like best, I would say, for what?
Yeah.
Because it's like there isn't, I wouldn't say that there's just one general best. Because it's like, it's all context, right? It's like, what's
That's
the
so
best
true.
vehicle? It's like, are you going fast? Are you going on the water? Are you driving up a mountain? Are you, like, you know what I mean?
Are you going off-roading?
Do you draw animal like aliens? Not really. How do you draw clothes? How do you guys draw clothes? I'm just thinking of how to answer it.
Yeah. We cover a lot of clothes and that kind of topic. It's not a simple thing to cover. It's not like,
Yeah.
oh, you just draw some random folds and that's it.
Well,
It's like, there's physics to it, you know?
The underlying pose of the body. Because, like, I'm assuming you're not drawing a pile of laundry on the ground, right? Like, when you say clothes, you mean on people, I'm guessing. Because, like, if you want to know how to draw clothes,
I'm going to put the stuff in the stew.
this is how you draw clothes. Right? It's just a pile on the ground. But, like, generally people don't mean this when they ask about drawing clothes. In which case, most of drawing clothes on people is drawing people. And so, definitely figure drawing, thinking of in terms of simple volumes and stuff. Hey, hi, you're here for the stream. Awesome, welcome. Oh, here, I'll give you something to look out while I read chat. What about the regals? How do I make those more detailed? Hierarchies. Hierarchies, like understanding your larger shapes, and then the smaller shapes and details they're like little things holding up the larger stuff. It's like details aren't why an image works. Like, details support the larger overall message of the image. So details are instructed by the larger decision. So if someone's throwing a ball, right, it's like, where would you put the details? It's like in the tension points and the compression points probably, right? So it's like the pose, which is like the important thing, gives you the instructions on where to put details. And then that helps you create a hierarchy. You're back?
Yeah.
Like, that's generally what people do. That's why people put details in the eye and the hair a lot of the times, is because that's where they want you to look most of the time. Some of the time they don't. Hey, Lizzie.
Hey, Lizzie. Find myself starting to use week 1 foundations for my anime faces. Isn't that amazing?
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. Exactly what I want.
Anyways, yeah, this was a demo I did last stream.
Oh, I love it.
And then I did like a rice bowl and an avocado as well. But
Avocado.
this is not from this stream. That was from last stream.
I wouldn't. This is like kind of like a. I would need to shade this a bit better, but like this is the concept of like cell shaded versus more steps, and depending on the style that you use, just depends on what you want.
Yeah.
Let me see. How do you make your grass look good yet it's not so detailed? Did you answer that already?
No, I.
Oh,
I
okay.
did not.
Does your school cost money? Yes, it does, but it's very, very affordable, especially compared to an actual art college. So this is our anime art school. We teach the fundamentals, and you would basically do it at your own pace.
Yeah, it's a year long. It's self-paced, and it's broken into organized terms with different classes. So it brings you through the stuff like if you were to go to a school for art.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, an avocado, thanks.
Yeah.
I love that
Is this
video.
the stuff that you're talking about? The different lighting? This is stuff that I teach in anime art school. The lighting, different heads, and the different lighting scenarios for portraits. I use these constantly. It's so good because you get to do stuff like this and stuff like this later on. Like, look at that. That's portrait lighting.
Yep. The grass, I mean, your brain is really good at understanding context. Like, one thing you learn as you get better at painting is you don't need to show nearly as much as you think you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're driving in a car at 80 miles an hour and you pass a grass field, you do not need to look at the individual blades of grass to know that it's grass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like your brain is really, really good at understanding this stuff. And so all you're doing is piggybacking off of the most essential elements that tell your brain what you're looking at. Like, if I'm rendering or drawing grass, like, obviously it's in perspective, right? So it's like, where is the grass? Is it outside on a sunny day? Like, okay, well, here's grass on a sunny day. And we're going to have maybe a little bit of color variation. So maybe I'll go like this, and I'll go, oh, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Okay. And then what does grass look like? Well, it has little overlaps. So I'm just going to add some overlaps.
I'll answer this question real quick. Are there classes that you can do at home for the people that can't leave home for reasons?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is our class.
That is our classes.
So you are in luck.
Yep. Our anime art school is online, and you can take it from anywhere. It's perfect
Right.
for people who can't leave home.
And, like, you can do a lot. Like I'll literally add pink to the grass. As long as I'm not messing up my
Ooh.
values. Like, I could go, oh, I did it in this image above. I added pink in the grass. You can see it's up here. Just, I don't know, because I felt like it.
It's cool.
Right? We can create shapes. But, again, these shapes are going to be in perspective. So what I'm thinking in my head is this. Here's my grass. And I'm going, oh. We'll put a little grid on it so you can see it better. Then I go, oh, what if there's a grass like this?
Aw.
What if there's grass like that? What if there's another shape, because obviously there's variations in the grass. Like maybe a little bit of grass is by a sprinkler, so it gets more water, and you're like, oh, what does the grass by the sprinkler look like? This probably,
Yeah.
this.
Wet grass versus dry grass.
It's longer, it gets more water, it grows more, right? What is the grass? Maybe there's like a rock or two here. So what is a rock like? Well, a rock is just a shape. It depends on what type of rock.
Reminds me of Patch of Land from Power World for some reason. How much do the classes cost? $497.
Yup. And it's a big giant program.
Mm-hmm. You have it for life. And it'll take you about a year to get through.
Right? And so I come in here and I go, well, where's my light source? Maybe I want short shadows. Long shadows? Low angle, short shadows, high angle. Do I want the shadows going away from me, or do I want them coming towards me? Shadows going away from me, shadows coming towards me.
You're drawing cones.
Right? And so I'll go, maybe I want little shadows that are kind of coming towards me a bit. Right? So,
Or is it, going
maybe
away?
I'll just do this. Yeah, coming towards me a little bit. So we'll just do this. All right. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to go, is it a blue sky out? Okay, it's a blue sky. What does the blue do? It fills the shadows because my blue is my secondary light source, right? Like I got a sun. That's a nice warm light. And then I got a sky. That's a nice blue, and it goes over everything. So there's my sky. So my primary light, my key light, right, is my sun. And anything that the sun doesn't hit, this blue lights, because the blue is the whole sky, right? So the sun is a hard light, casts hard shadows. The sky is a soft light that's not very bright, but it's very blue. And so now, armed with that information, I've already drawn the sun side. So now I'll draw the
shadow side.
Shadow side. So maybe I'll take this rock and I'll bring it a lot cooler. Maybe I'll make it a little bit redder, right? And I'll just go, yeah, shadow, 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 shadow. And then I'll go grass, cooler and darker. Blue sky, no sun. Shadow. Shadow. And I already decided, right? It's coming towards me. So I'm going to get shadows on this side of all these. Boom. Right? And it's like, that's my starting point. So then I go, well, maybe some of these rocks are facing the light a little bit more. And so the sides of the rocks that are facing the light, maybe I'll just kind of indicate that a little bit. And I can refine these shapes later.
Looks so good.
And then I go, it's grass. What does grass do? It sticks up.
Sticky uppy bits. Can I ask a question about the art school? I'm on week 3 homework to draw realistic and animates from references, and I always find myself stuck with the anime features because it just seems too much imagination. I would recommend taking your favorite anime styles and seeing how they do the noses for different age groups. You'll see that they'll approach them differently, but they still have like realistic inspiration from that. So that's what I would do. I really don't know what types of nose to use. I would look at some existing inspiration, because you're just trying to build your visual library, right? So I would do that, Yellow.
Awesome. Oh, we talked about this earlier. This is going to be really healthy tall grass because it's by the sprinkler.
Healthy. Oh, nice and green.
Oh, nice and green. And then like, oh my gosh, dude, it's so healthy. Like, this is getting so much water. Yummy.
So good and tasty.
So good and tasty. Right? And then maybe this is so stinking long and big that you're even getting some shadows in the grass down in here. Holy moly. So juicy, healthy grass, right? And then
nice.
we got the little sprinkler head down in there.
Can you pick the color of the very healthy grass, like the base color? You can see it's not super saturated. I mean, like it's saturated.
Well, green is very intense.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a saturated green. That's like neon glow sticks.
Yeah, but like you can see that the context around like the image, it's like he has desaturated greens. So like if you just bump up the saturation just a little bit, it really pops out, and it's really good. How long do you guys normally stream at what time? As an
hours.
artist, yeah, as an artist, this is so informative.
Oh, awesome. A couple hours. We stream at 5 p.m. Pacific. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But we'll go live other days, too.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Oh, my gosh. So healthy. And, like, you don't... Like, you see how it's kind of coming into existence? And what does grass do? Grass does this. Like, grass grows, right? Obviously. But grass is, like, this.
Yeah.
And you look at it from this angle. So what that means is you're going to constantly be getting overlaps, right? It's going to be like this. Right? Like overlap, 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 overlap,
Constant overlap.
overlap, overlap, overlap. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to like make variations in the color of the grass just for fun. Like, oh, some lighter, some darker, some right here, maybe.
Some color
And I'm
temperature
like
change, maybe.
designing these shapes, big, medium, small, right? I'm thinking of the shapes exactly. A color change as well, right? I could come over here and I could go, oh, well, maybe this dog went pee on the grass or something. I don't know, right? And it's like dead. So it's like, okay, where would the dead grass be? Well, maybe
Oh no.
over here. Like, what does the dead grass have? Brown, yellow, not that much yellow. Probably like
Dried out grass. That's probably pretty good.
and then it's like yellow. It's pale. It's desaturated. So I go, maybe like this, right? But it's still grass. So it's like,
A dog peed on it. Help. Unhealthy.
this is the spot that the dog always pees on when you let it out.
You can see what it does to the grass. It doesn't do much. So it's kind of imagining.
Yeah, I always come up with stories whenever I'm painting. Like, there's always a story behind everything. Like, I would say, go watch Bob Ross. You'll know what I
Yeah.
mean. It's like, oh, this one's like this. That one's like that. Oh, this happens. Oh, this tree has a friend. It's like, the more, like, people don't even need to know the story that you wrote.
They'll come up with the story themselves.
Yeah, your brain is a story processor, so it's going to come up with stuff on its own. Oh, wow. So there's like a dead part of the grass or something, right?
Yeah, like what happened
And it's like-
there?
It's like, I don't know. Like, there's like a flower and it's like died or something.
Yeah, I can show that later, Kale. Or Kate. I did show it earlier, but I don't think you were there.
Right? And then what do? We have the side of the rock that's hit by the sky that's in the shadow. So an
Ooh.
upward facing plane. We could do something like this.
If I pay for the complete edition of your art school, in what app do you teach and when does it start?
It's online and it's self-paced. So you can access it via your web browser and you can take it anytime you want because it is a self-paced school. So you can just log in and go to it anytime you want.
Yeah.
And then you have lifetime access. So you drop it, come back to it, totally fine.
Yeah, we can talk about some basic anatomy or basic body drawing.
But there we go.
as well.
Right? This is how I would draw like a little grassy field.
Oh, it's so
And you can see when I
pretty.
zoom out, it has that like believability. It gets that believability. And I went a lot more detailed on this grass right here than I did over here. But like your brain is good at understanding this stuff. It knows what it's looking at. Otherwise you'd crash your car and blow up every time you drive because you'd have to think about everything. Like, what is that thing? Oh, it's a tree. You know what I mean? Like your brain does this in 0.02 seconds. It's like, but, because you have to be able to survive. You have to be able to run from saber-toothed tigers. So you hijack that when you're a painter. You hijack these things that people's brains do automatically. And
I wish my grass was that green. Bro, I wish our grass was that green here.
yeah, that ain't happening in Arizona. Not unless you're using up the whole state's water.
Yeah, or have irrigation.
I mean, there is some green grass around here, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as like some areas, but it just gets stinking hot.
It does.
Okay. Well, anyways, we can wrap my little demo up. See, if
It's
I were
super
doing
cute.
this, I would just be like silhouette. And
Silhouette.
I'm gonna be really lazy, and I'm just gonna go like this.
Hey, it works.
Right? And then I'm gonna select this. I'm gonna go gradient. Like there you go. There's your grass silhouette.
I love it. Silhouette's very important to work with.
Oh my
It's just,
gosh,
but thing
yeah.
is, like, if you only work with silhouette without understanding the form of it, it's very difficult to like imagine it even, you know. So,
Yeah.
like, that's why the lasso tool method with bodies is like you got to have background information of forms because the form creates a shape. So like, it's not just some little quick technique that is a shortcut. It's a shortcut for professional artists who know what they're doing, but if you just go in blind without knowing anything, lasso tool doesn't really work very well.
Yeah, silhouette method would be like, oh, I'm gonna draw a silhouette of something. Okay, right, and then like, but in my brain, I'll go. Come on, don't do that. In my brain, I'll go, oh, I'll draw this form up here. I'll draw this thing, whatever this is. Like I'm thinking in terms of volumes.
You're so quick with your art, it would take me forever just to draw that. It's a process.
Comes from experience. It comes from having a process that works well, right? It's like this is like an amorphous blob, but I am thinking in terms of volume. This is honestly will like integrate this a little bit better, right? It's like, oh, it goes kind of over there.
Yeah, kind of trailed off. I'm trying to learn different shadowing, especially for faces. My preferred style is realism. Any tips? Take a portrait class.
Yeah.
Take a portrait painting class if you're gonna go like digital painting. There's a lot of digital portrait artists on YouTube. Simple Drawing and Painting is a great channel. Simplified Drawing and Painting is a great channel for that.
Alex Zavares, he's really good.
I would say in our anime art school, I do cover stuff like realistic head planes and stuff. Now I do simplify it to anime, but I would use the head planes a lot for learning how to render realistic heads. So good.
So you want to know what I just did with all those little speps?
Speps?
Those are highlights. Those are highlights on the grass blades, right? What does a giant grass blade look like? Probably this.
Big grass.
And what does the grass blade have on it? Probably a highlight. It's hair, dude.
Oh, it is hair. Hair is
grass.
grass.
Blade is hair. So I just drew that at a very small scale, and I just go like that.
And I do mention that hair is grass too.
Yep. Hair is very much like grass.
You draw the weeds like in a Rune Factory. I don't know if you know what the weeds look like.
I don't remember what those look like.
I remember. They look like this. But green.
Now you notice this? I'm drawing this in perspective. I'm using a silhouette, but I'm drawing it in perspective. So like, if I drew it up here, I would draw it in perspective, and I'm looking at a shallower angle of it. So I'd probably end up being like this, right? If I took this and I put it next to this one, look how much different the shape is. It's squished.
It looks kind of stomped on.
It looks like wrong down here. And that's because up here, my grid, like my grass drawing is this, right? Down here, I'm looking like this. Up here, I'm looking like this. I'm exaggerating a little bit. Right? If there was a cylinder, it would be like this, right? And so my perspective changes even in that little distance. And so I'm going to draw my weed differently. And then, of course, you can just come on here and be like... Highlight.
Oh, so cute.
And I'm thinking, like, this is a 3D form in my brain, right? This is the form. And so where's the highlight going to hit? Well, I established my light source earlier. It's coming down from the left. So where am I going to get the highlight? I'm going to get the highlight probably right here. And then I just go, like that. Maybe like that. Come down. Like that. I could put a shadow beneath it if I want it to be a little bit more believable. I just go, or just shadow on the grass, right? Maybe I'll just go like that. And it's enough. Like, to me, it's enough.
You guys are so good at teaching OMG. These are exactly the type of tips I've been looking for. Yay! I'm so glad.
Like, I don't use a technique to paint, like, I don't use a tutorial to paint a grass field, because the tutorial for me is only good enough to paint it in exactly the situation that they drew it in. Like, I think the tutorial can have a lot of good nuggets in it, like, oh yeah, the rock is a 3D form, or oh, decide on my light source. But like, I wouldn't follow a tutorial, because what if I'm drawing this from a different angle? And I teach a lot of this kind of stuff in my class, right? Like, these are literally demos from my class in our anime art school. And I go through and I paint all of this stuff and explain how I do it and why and everything from the very, very beginning, right? I set up different lighting situations. We discuss like how to think about, oh, the light, right? High/mid key, it's warm light, it's cool shadows, it's warm bounce. Oh, it's nighttime, it's cool light, I'm getting warmer shadows, it's low key, right? Rainy, it's like it's gray, soft, atmospheric, reflections, not getting any hard shadows. So like, this is the kind of thing that goes through my head when I'm painting, and that's why I teach it. That's what we mean when we're talking about foundation. It's like the ability to paint something from imagination based on context.
How much is the school? It is $497.
Yeah, and it comes with a bunch of different classes. This is one of the classes. This is my painting class, is actually class number 6.
You guys are way better than my art teachers at school. They never taught me this. I understand that.
I totally understand it. That's kind of why we do it.
Yeah.
But, and now we can go in and add more variation.
I
like,
love
we can
the
start adding
rocks.
more.
Add a lamb
plant
ball.
types.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, the heck does that look like? Lamb ball?
Yeah.
From stinking
Pal World.
Pal World.
14, I'm a huge fan of Robbie Rebels' art. Where can I find a place to learn creature anatomy?
Aaron Blaze is a good place to start. Terrell Whitlatch is another good place to start. They're legends. Neville Page, I don't know if he
Yeah.
has lessons out, but he's a legendary creature designer. Images, okay.
How long does the course take?
It's got like I lost track at 110 hours of content. We scheduled it to be about a year. It'll take you about a year to get through if you're following a traditional 3 terms a year art school format. And you're looking at probably 20 to 30 hours a week of work. But again, since it's self-paced, you don't actually have to follow that format. I've been obsessed with Power lately. So how would I paint this? Fur in the sun. I'll just make a new layer for you.
What's this art called? Colton. Fundamentals.
Me, I don't know, dude. Yeah, I'm not sure.
How do you get better at drawing pets? I mean, this is kind of like... we don't specialize in realistic pet portraits for people. But if anything, like if I were to draw a pet, I would always think about what's the form, what's the proportion of the head, and the forms of the animal face, stuff like that. What's the structure? And then if you have the proportions and structures right, you'd be surprised on how accurate it would be.
So the first thing that I'm doing is I'm finding the local value of all of it, the pieces of it. Right? So I'm going to find the local value of all this kind of stuff. And then I can just, put this it's a little bright.
Oh, so cute.
Its eyes are a little bit wider.
And they're also a bit smaller.
Yeah, they're a bit smaller.
Eh.
And I'm not worried about this stuff because this is the easy stuff to change. The big decisions that I'm working with is the harder stuff to change. Like the spacing of the eyes, it's the thing that catches the most people's attention because it's obvious, but the most important things to me is getting, like, I need to make sure that this perspective is working, right? Like, I need to make sure that this lamb ball is actually physically on this area, right? And it's like, okay, so the ear goes up. I can always modify the form of the ear later. And then I just put, like, where do I put it, right? Like, maybe, I don't know, here?
I think you need a darker value on the grass under the rock. Your values look similar. I think you need more contrast in the values.
It depends what you're going for.
It depends. That, as long as you can see what's going on, like, you don't really need heavy contrast all the time. It just depends on the artist's decision. Yes, it is a lamb ball, Rin. For those who play Power World.
This.
Bum, bum, ba-da, Colton is using Photoshop.
There we go. And then it has like these orange yellowish horn things, right? Like this.
Oh, so
All right,
cute.
so we'll just like do that. All right, and then what we can do is we'll find maybe our shadow color. And so it's like, okay. Like this.
It's
There's
a sphere.
A sphere of that. We're going to take this, bring it down. It's orange, getting hit by blue. That means it'll get desaturated a bit. This. And I'll just get all these in, and then we can modify the forms and stuff. There's that.
This is a lamb ball from Palworld. You guys actually teach really well. I learned how to do a side profile from your vids. Thanks. Yay!
Sounds good.
Yeah,
we'll
we've
do
been
a
doing this
little
for a good while, you know.
lamb ball. You know, the eyes. We'll make it like that. And then we can come in here and start modifying this form. This is like Christina's hair that she does, right? It's like she draws a
curly
shape,
hair.
and then she modifies that shape.
Oh, that's a cute little bang area. That's so cute.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of cute how it works.
How did you use a selection tool like that?
I just magic wand W.
W.
This is Photoshop.
Magic wand tool. Selects the color or the value.
Yeah, so I have it set to tolerance is 10, so it's pretty picky
Sensitive.
right now. It's pretty sensitive, but I can change the tolerance to select a larger type of value range and stuff.
Do you also specialize in animation? No, we don't.
No, I don't do any animation. Probably eventually a bit will.
I'm doing face construction planes. I feel like I'm drawing a bunch of Iron Mans. Yeah, that is what you'll feel like doing.
Yep.
It is a bunch of Iron Mans. But Iron Man, I think these days is more like organic. This is Lamball from Palworld.
There we go. It has like little feet and stuff below.
Yeah.
Might get like a little AO underneath of them, ambient occlusion or something. That's how I would use a reference, right? Like I'm looking at the forms. Like I'm not thinking too much about the other stuff. So, you know, this guy would cast a shadow.
Ooh.
No.
Oh, thanks, Gold Recluse, for
Well,
a
thank
little
you very
super
much.
chat.
Really appreciate it.
Very nice.
Thank
Thank you.
Can we get some W's in the chat for the 199 super chat? So it probably would be maybe along the lines of this, right? I'll just like replace the sprinkler area. I kind of like that area though. Where did I put this thing?
That is cute. How do I use a lasso tool properly?
I don't know if there is a like properly. I'll just delete this rock here and do this instead.
Lasso tool, and I think they were also asking, is it good for shading?
If you know what you're doing,
You know what you're doing, yeah.
you can use any tool you want. There, we'll just do that for now.
Do you have any tutorials about values of colors?
We do talk about it sometime on stream. I would look up Munsel's 3D color space. That's really helpful for a lot of people. It was really helpful for me understanding the local values of colors. Traditional painting can also help with this a lot just because like you have to manually mix colors when it comes to like traditional painting. So I would definitely try that if you have access to like watercolor or gouache or oil or acrylic or something. It can really help. There we go.
You guys have any good tips for drawing anatomy? Yeah. If you want immediate information, we have a video called "If You Hate Drawing Bodies, Use This Method." It's on our channel. Draw Anime Academy on YouTube. It's not exactly like hyper crazy anatomy, but it's good enough for you to get started for most pieces. A lasso tool is just, I don't know. Most of the time when I use lasso tool, it's just to select shapes or
Yeah.
to create shapes.
Like, it's just a tool for creating shapes. You could use it for anything that you need a shape for. All right. There we go. And I'll just fill these.
How do you keep everything organized? It's a good question.
I think in terms of hierarchies, like where do I want people to look? How many elements do I have that grab attention? Stuff like that.
It's so cute. I can already see Pal World.
Let's do this.
Are you gonna put like a Paldium shard fragment?
Oh, I could, but I was thinking.
Oh, a sign? Oh, a fence! Oh, that's so cute. Dioramas are great.
I love dioramas. I think they're super useful. Like a little mini. It's like what's inside of a snow globe or something. Like the amount that's in a single snow globe. I'm not a huge fan of this brush that I'm using. I have to press kind of hard. Strains my wrist. I'll switch to something that's
Yeah, if we have time, we'll do some body drawing, body tutorials. But if I don't cover it today, we have a video on it on our YouTube channel. Draw Anime Academy on YouTube. I have y'all's anime guidebook. Awesome. Yay.
nice.
I saw someone put each and every brushstroke on its own layer. That's wild, bruh.
Well, you do that with every drawing when you're doing vector.
Oh, you do?
It's like every brushstroke is like technically like its own layer. You can move it like forward and backward.
Interesting.
I guess it depends on how many brushstrokes you're doing. I get it. I get it. I get it. There, I'll just do this. This is by no means a an in-depth finished artwork or anything. But like whoever was asking, this is the exact same process I used for this, except this one's way less detailed. I focused a lot more on the metal on this one and the materials. This was from last stream. I don't even pay attention to my layers that much, just because if I hold control and I click the button on the side of my pen, it'll bring up my menu so I can choose what layer I'm hovering over.
The art book is not available in Australia. If you can get it on Amazon, then it is.
It might be on Amazon. Otherwise, TikTok does not ship outside of the country, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would refine all of these forms as well. Like these need to be demuddied and like made specific.
What's the book called? We have two books. We have one called The Anime Academy How to Draw Manga and Anime Academy How to Draw Characters. Volume 1 is How to Draw Manga. It talks about the basics of how to just draw in that style. Gives you a lot of nice tutorials on heads, faces, illustration making, clothing, anatomy. And then the second book covers on character design specifically and expressions and illustrations as well. Creating your own characters and making their own illustration stuff. Is a Paldium fragment on the floor or on the ground? I think I just saw one. On the right, on the very right side.
That?
No, you gotta scroll down a bit more. Where did it go?
Oh, this is cool.
That is cool. We could do that. It's $400 per lesson. No, it's $497 for the entire thing. So all seven classes for the entire school.
So if I'm going to add the meteorite, first I'm going to design a shape. So I can use the selection tool. I could use a hard brush like this. I could use any method. I could draw it with a line work. My only goal is that I'm trying to make a shape. I could do it in black. I could do it in white. It does not matter to me. So I made a new layer and I just go make a shape. Maybe.
Placeholder shape.
Yeah, this is a simple placeholder shape. And it's literally like exactly how Christina draws hair.
But this shape is also in perspective.
Yep. I'm thinking of the shape exactly in perspective. That is 100% true, right? And so I'm going and I'm looking at how it interacts with the fence in the background. I can squish it. I can make it bigger. I can do whatever I want with it. Right, let's go. Looks like a dookie. So that's... Maybe we'll do this.
Were you looking for something like this?
Originally.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I could honestly just do this.
Oh. I like that shape. That looks cool.
Right? Could be done with a selection tool. A lot of people do it with a selection tool. I just happen to be doing it with a
With a brush.
yeah, with a silhouette, right? I lock the pixels and I can just go whatever, dark purple.
Does the
And
first
I could
volume help
go-
more with basic anatomy? Yeah. The second book also covers it, but I would say the first book has more like breakdowns of torsos and legs and all that stuff.
And then I could go maybe like this and this.
Are you guys sleeping? Do we look like sleep? Do we look like we're sleeping?
Would be.
What software is that? This is Photoshop. Any advice for different head shapes like heart or oval or square? What do you mean by advice on that? Do you mean like how you would approach that? He is what is that thing? Is it like a meteor?
Yeah.
Meteor thingy?
This is the Pal World Meteor like impact thing. Something like it.
How would I approach it? I would start off with the actual shape of the head. Like if you want to do an oval head, start with an oval, or with a heart or a square, and then I would add form to it by doing form lines and proportion. I would use like the head planes, and I would like force the head planes into that shape. That's what I would do. You can really do a lot of things. I try to do a heart shape, but it ends up looking like a teardrop. I don't exactly know what kind of heart shape head type would look like, unless I had specific reference. But you could do things like maybe expand the cheeks more, maybe make the chin like smaller, but most of the time heads will kind of not really look like a heart.
Unless the hair's affecting
Unless
it.
unless the hair is affecting it and it like literally creates those two bumps. Then that could create some of a heart shape.
The only thing I'm thinking of is like
Oh. What is that? Oh. Like it bonked and then it like bent.
a heart shape, like the bonkening. You know.
I don't know what it is, but it's cute. It is cute. Does Vegeta's Widow's Peak count as a heart shape?
Not
Not
really. That
really.
wouldn't be the head.
That would not be
Like,
the head.
His widow's peak would be like.
It would be inside the head.
Yeah.
It's not the head shape.
I guess this would turn the head into a heart shape.
Yeah. No, the Vegeta's head shape is like
An anime head.
it's an anime head, but it's a lot more elongated. The Widow's Peak is just it's already on the head shape.
Whatever. This is how I would do it.
Ooh.
Something like that. And then this would obviously be rendered like a cone. Like I'm thinking of all these things in primitive forms, by the way. Like this is a section of a cone This is also a cone.
Looks like a Rocky witch hat.
Yeah. And then in here, we got this kind of stuff. This is a crater. So it's like, if this is a crater, we have this. We have an inside. And we probably have like a little rim around it. And so like that's the way that I think of these kind of things. But like I'm not focusing on any of the rendering really until my like main forms are sorted. And so
Yeah,
know,
I can show that after his demo. What device are you using? Colton is using a Intuos Pro Large.
and just kind of put the rough lighting in like that.
Y'all are so cool, MG. Oh, thank you. Chips. That's very sweet. How would you draw a 3/4 head?
I can
Angle?
wrap this up as well.
Yeah, no problem. We do have videos on that. I have a video called How to Draw Heads in 15 Minutes, and I do talk about the 3/4 head there. Are there any recorded lives about character design?
Not often.
Not often. Character design's kind of hard to do on stream because a lot of it is very
Quiet time.
Yeah,
A lot
like
of quiet
designing
time.
takes a lot of mental energy. If I was Reno Tuna, I would love to do it. But
A lot of time spent thinking and stuff as well.
yeah, like because like character design comes from like the process of like what's the purpose of the character, what's their build, what's their purpose, what kind of interesting things or twists can I add to the character, and that takes a lot of time that I would generally just be very quiet over.
Yeah, it would be different.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'll let you do your thing now.
Yeah, no problem.
Because I've been messing with that for a while.
This is the, for who's been asking, is it Kate? This is the head angles or head lighting types if you want. This is the only high res, this is the max amount of resolution I can give you because this is from our anime art school and it's also on an iPad. So probably may not show very well, but here it is. You can take a screenshot. If you end up missing it, we have a stream on YouTube that's currently live as well. You can just rewind to this point. Here it is. So people have been asking about bodies. We can definitely do some bodies. I won't be like, I'm not going to show the entire anatomy of it because that would take too long. So what I would do if you want to draw bodies is think about the concept of a rectangle. And when you divide it in half, you get 2 squares. This right here, you add another square. That's about the same size. This is your upper body. Here's your head. Here's your ribs. Here's your pelvis. So we're going to use this concept and draw bodies with it. What's the YT? It is Draw Anime Academy on YT. So if I want to draw a body, I would take this concept and use this little rectangle and change it into different shapes that I want. So if I'm doing like a guy, I would probably use this shape. The concept of the rectangle still exists, by the way. So like this is just the rectangle. It's kind of curved, but I'm pushing these edges over to the side so my body shape looks like this. Here's my pelvis. Here's my center line. And then I just take this measurement up here, move it up roughly. And I can add in my head here. So you can make the head as large or as small as you want. Just keep in mind that the smaller the head, the more like Frankie from One Piece it's going to look. But the larger it is, will probably look more like, you know, normal and comfortable. So I use this little measurement here to find my head. And I give a little bit of space for the neck as well. And so like there's like a good starting point for an upper body. If you want to find the lower body, you just take this measurement and just drop it down here. So I'm kind of doing this in a bit of a backwards way. Normally I would draw a line and divide it in half, but that feels very mathematical. I kind of want to show drawing a flashy body. And then your feet end here. Here are your legs. A lot of times I will start my bodies that look like this. It's like they're like advanced stickmen with the legs being like little noodles or little strings. And then afterwards, once I'm happy with the pose, then I add volume. So my arms and legs will be simple cylinders. You know, more modifications can come later. Like, so for me here, I think of the legs and the arms like cylinders, but they're modified. So instead of just drawing the same cylinder over and over, I'm purposefully curving the cylinder a little bit and changing a little bit of thickness to make it look more organic. And this will do well for any kind of body type, whether it's chubby, whether it's more feminine or more masculine. And if I were to draw like a really skinny guy, I would just use the rectangle, but like make it like a very long trapezoid, like this. And my legs will be very, very thin, like little toothpicks. And I've done this a million times. So to me, this is like very easy to do. But for you, if you've never heard of a proportional system before, it's going to be very difficult to kind of wrap your head around, because a lot of the time people will start drawing like this. And then they'll stop on the head, they'll be like, now what's next? I guess the neck, but I don't really know how thick the neck should be, so I guess it's like this. And then they're also trying to draw from imagination purely. So that like makes it even harder because they have no reference. They have no kind of benchmark to see how thick should the neck be for a particular body type. So they're basically, most people are just drawing in a very difficult way that even like anyone would find it very difficult unless you had a lot of muscle memory. Drawing like this is very difficult. Okay, so try not to do it this way. And you know, if everything is blank, like where are you trying to draw from? Like how do you know how long the clavicle should be and the shoulders? Do you accidentally make them like this, right? So you have to know a proportional system and then use that as a base. So this is like the process. I teach a lot of this in anime art school, and it's fine if you don't get it. It's art is a language. It's difficult to understand at first if you've never drawn. So like this is the system that I use constantly. I memorize the 3 box or the 3 square ratio, and then I build as many figures as I can just using that just end up looking like this. Do it over and over and over, then you will be able to do it. Like, trust me, it works. I've literally been there. I've done this so many times. I've taught this so many times. It looks boring because nobody wants to draw bodies that look like this. They want to draw hot bodies, right? They want to draw like, oh my gosh, I want to make super aesthetic bodies just out of thin air. But once again, if you want to do it from thin air, you got to do the boring stuff first. So I do this constantly. Even in most of my teaching drawings, I do this. Oh, where's my elbow? It's around the rib cage. How do I know how big the rib cage is? Well, divide this into thirds and see if the ratio is correct. And then add on more stuff afterwards. Can you do perspective? We did do a little bit of perspective earlier. Colton was kind of talking about it, but he was doing more like painterly stuff.
I could talk a little bit about perspective.
Yeah, sure. I can do it after my little demo here. But yeah, like when I'm doing arms, like a lot of people think, oh, the anatomy is the most important thing because I got to find those specific bumps. But the thing is, that's outside surface level information. Like, yes, it is important to learn some anatomy. It is important to learn like where the pecs go and what makes up the body. But if you find this out, then adding muscles is easier. So for me, when I'm drawing like a torso, I always start like this. Rectangle. Divide this lower part in half. Here's my pelvis. Here's my rib cage. Now I have something that the muscles can go on. Here's my neck. Don't want to forget that. Okay. Once I have this base, I can change my body type. I can add more volume. For me, the simplest anatomy that I like to do, just to get something in there, is my clavicle, because that's a bone. You want to add that. You got your traps, your neck. I'm kind of going a little bit fast. And then what I do is when I add muscle, I am physically modifying this form. I'm layering another layer of muscle on top of my rib cage. I know where it ends because it doesn't end below the rib cage, right? Some people put it too long or too short. Here's the opening of the rib cage. It's just a little bit before that. Right? A lot of times I'll just add in my rib cage. I'll add in my deltoid, which is a shoulder muscle, which is a round form. Here's my arm for my cylinder. Once again, if you don't have a cylinder, you can't put the deltoid on. So I recommend doing that. Here's my center line. Center line, please add this. If you want to take anything away from it, from this, add a center line. Because if you don't add a center line, you won't find the middle of the pec. You won't find the middle of the abs. You'll just draw blobs all the time. And this is also where your abs go. So exactly, when someone's asking, how do you know where the abs go? Center line is very important for that.
Center line, it bulges out.
Bulges out. So it kind of looks like a little W or like a little bracket.
Yeah, like bulges out and then it bulges out again.
Yeah.
But it is on the center of the form.
And so it comes from, generally, it's actually overlaying on top of your ribs. So it looks like this is like a sheet. But for the sake of the demo, I think it's more fun to just add the rib cage and then just draw it directly underneath. But generally, the abs are overlaying on top of your ribs. Can be a little bit confusing, but that's where they are. And then you'll notice that there's a little bit of a pocket right here. Like, what goes here? Well, that's your obliques. That's your sides, your love handles. And those pull around your pelvis. Right? So I would not have been able to do this as easily if I didn't have the structure underneath. Always have the structure underneath. Gonna make your life way easier.
Where's the belly button at?
Generally around, you know how like the abs have 3 main packs
Right
and then
here.
the 4th one? Yeah.
My belly button.
My belly button right here. So you have like 3 packs, right? Generally, now people's belly buttons have different like lengths. Like some people's are higher. I've seen people who have like higher belly buttons. I've seen people who have lower belly buttons.
Yeah, it's also a floating point. So
Yeah.
it is not always where it's supposed to be because it's not connected to anything solid like a bone.
Yeah. What I do is the place that feels most comfortable for me is this pad right here. So like just below the 3 packs where it starts having a large pack right here, that is generally where I will notice the belly button being in. And if you want to put it there, whoops, you just check for yourself. Does it feel too high or too low? I feel like that's pretty appropriate because when this dips down, that's generally where the belly button likes to sit. Do you guys do semi-realism style? It depends on what you mean by semi-realism. Some people, yeah, I mean, I'll do something that's more semi-realistic. Anime is semi-realism. I do a blend of anime with more realistic shading as well. Definitely have that in my pieces. But I would learn this, and then your semi-realism, whatever style that you want to do that's stylized, will carry over. So this is like, if you want to know more anatomy stuff, like I cover that in our anime art school, but it gets a little bit boring to teach and for people to listen to. So I teach the simplified version, which looks pretty good. And most of the time people will draw this kind because it's just easier.
Stream Spark Notes.
Yeah, Stream Spark Notes, exactly. Normally, I would teach a figure drawing class and go give you all the details there. Whoops, wrong thing. But for now, doing the pretty version. You can do the same thing for the girls as well. Like when I draw female bodies, I will use the same method, but instead of doing this, I will do this. Same concept of the rectangle, right? Here's the rib cage, about the same size. You divide this in half. Here's my pelvis. Here's my chest. Here's my rib cage. I'm going to add a bit more form by showing the armhole, right? The armhole, I add a little bit of a roundness to it so that it looks like it's attaching to the shoulders. And then I'll mark out my proportions for my arms. Add some thickness, add form. And I also think of a checklist. Actually, having a checklist on hand is really helpful for drawing. A lot of people don't have they don't know what they're looking for in an artwork, and they also don't really know what else to add. So for me, my process is this. Gesture and simple proportion setup. prop setup. That's step 1. Step 2, add form. So that includes stuff like, oh, is this a cylinder? Can I simplify the pelvis to a cylinder or to a box? Can I do the same thing for the rib cage? Adding volume, right? Showing the cylinder of the arm, cylinder of the legs, and then, you know, add subtle anatomy. Stuff that shows the form. So abs is perfect. Showing what side of the body are you turning, right? And then 4 would be like extra form lines. I always like adding extra form lines because, and this is horrible handwriting, because like a lot of times I will see this happening. People will draw arms, but they won't draw what's inside because they think they shouldn't. But that can't be further from the truth. Sometimes it's great to add some overlaps like this and add a bit of this, because this gives you more information rather than just it being like flat like this. So if you struggle with flat arms, legs, whatever, add some kind of overlap. Give us more clues to what this is.
And you can even add like a couple little hatching and stuff.
Yeah.
Like muscles for like the bicep or something.
Yeah. Like bicep,
Tricep,
tricep, deltoid, yeah. Like this shows form.
Yeah, although that's not hatching.
It's not hatching, but
I'll notice artists will do that with hatching.
yeah, they'll go like this.
Yeah. They'll do like a little boop, boop, boop
Yeah, they'll do that.
to describe form.
Mm-hmm. You guys have private schools? No.
Mhm.
We have a online program though that you can take if you want to learn the fundamentals of art, how to get better in a very structured and organized way. We have our Anime Art School. This is a self-paced online program that you can take from anywhere, and it is like an art college alternative. So if you've always wanted to, you know, learn art fundamentals, but you found it too expensive, or you just have like no idea where to look, and you like our teaching style, this is probably perfect for you. Do you do like oversized human anatomy? The anatomy for a chubbier person is the same. The only difference is the size and the fat content. So like if I were to draw a chubbier body type, I would do the same thing like this. I would draw with this in mind because fat really covers a lot of this. Like a chubbier person doesn't have a larger rib cage. It's just a more fat that covers it.
Yeah. It serves to smooth out the body firstly,
Yeah.
but then it will also kind of accumulate in certain areas. So they'll
Exactly.
get like more round shape language.
More round shape language, more like pudge, you know, like especially in the pinching areas. Leaner people don't tend to have this pudge as much. You also get more double bumps, hip dips, more likely, you know, for like female chubbier body types. Very common to see that. And it's honestly, chubbier body types are super fun to draw. Because there's just so many curves. You don't have to worry about crazy anatomy, right? You just have to worry about volume. And, you know, same thing in the, you also have to look up specific references of like what kind of body type, curvy body type are you looking for? Are you looking for something that looks more like on the average side, you know, where you generally have like softer upper arms and smaller forearms? You know, that's definitely one way that you can draw more chubbier arms, but everybody's different. You can have evenly chubby arms all throughout, and that is also very good to do. So just depends. Have the reference that is specific for your body type and then just analyze it. If you have a particular OC, you're like, okay, how thick are their arms? Do they go like this? This is a very common arm shape for a lot of OCs, right? Do they have arms that look like this? These specific forms where it's normal looking at first, but then it gets thicker towards the forearms? Or do they have like traditional muscle building arms? Each type will have their own forms and shapes. No one body is the same.
No
But
two bodies.
No
are
two
the
bodies.
same?
Yeah, sorry. No two bodies are the same. So this is more like design, which I really like talking about because it's really fun. It's almost like creating your own character creation simulator. So if you like character creation games, think about it like that. Can you please show the checklist again? Yeah, sure. This is what I look for. Step 1, put all my effort into step 1. Then when step 1 is ready, I put all my effort into step 2. Then all my effort into step 3. Then all into step 4. What people do is they will try to do all of this at once without any knowledge or process, and that's where they fail the most. Once again, failure's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, if you find that you're constantly giving up, you're constantly like, oh my gosh, I just can't do it. Like, how do they just make it so gorgeous all the time? It's because you're not thinking about this and you don't have something to grasp for. So that's the main thing with drawing bodies, is it's a very, very process driven. Environment's also very process driven, but all this stuff, it's like you just got to make it easier for yourself. How would you cover how to draw those types of heads from K-On? We don't do like specific styles, but I mean, it's just a generic anime head that looks like this. I do cover that kind of head shape in our anime art school and also in other videos. But yeah, it is overwhelming. It's very overwhelming. The body is like drawing on hard mode. So like, I don't blame you guys for having a hard time. I had a hard time. Everybody has a hard time on bodies. Like, it's not a talent. It's not like oh, I understand it now, I can draw it thing. It's like, no, you got to actively practice and look for nuance. Look for specific things, like trying to learn how to find the landmarks. Like when I'm looking at a pose, for example, I'm looking for things like, oh, where's the iliac crest, which is the pelvis? Like, where's that facing? Is it facing this way? Is it facing that way? Well, we'll look for in the shoulders. Is it facing this way, facing that way? And then when you make up your own poses, you memorize, or you like keep in mind of those formulas, and then you make your own pose. So like, for instance, most poses like to have this happening because it's dynamic. It's asymmetrical. We talked about design and how to make like dynamic hair. This is the same concept. So like, if you have a very symmetric shape like this, you can split it down in the middle. Very not dynamic. If that's what you want, perfect. If you want dynamic, you're going to need asymmetry. Hey Fox, welcome back. And so this is part of the complex poses tips, right? So you want your poses to look more complex, then add complex decisions. Shoulders up, pelvis down. Maybe the head goes in the opposite direction. So you get an S curve like this. Now what are the legs going to do? Well, it depends on what you want them to do. Are they being flirty? Are they being bored? Are they sassy? The more sass you add, the more complex perhaps. So for me, you know, a really simple pose to add immediately is a weighted leg. The leg that holds the most weight. So generally it's where the hips are coming up. And they generally come down at the point of balance. So if you wanted your characters to feel more balanced, draw a line from the neck down. And if your leg ends around at this point, it feels balanced. You're not accidentally like doing this unbalanced, or accidentally leaning legs this way unbalanced. So that's an option. So if you know your proportions, you know exactly how long to make your legs, right? And then you check. Every time you reach a certain point, you check your work. This is what I do all the time. Before I draw and commit to any other parts of the legs or the body, I'm like, okay, before I move on, I'm going to check. Is my proportion, do they feel good? It's okay for certain legs to feel a little bit long. That's generally pretty okay. As long as the torso looks generally correct and the hands are ending at the same spot, that's totally fine. But for me, I'll check. If I want it to be shorter, I'll make it shorter. So this is fine for me. And then this leg can kind of do whatever you want. You can bend it. You can curve it in. Like that. And then you find the one that you like and then decide, what do you want the arms to do? This person looks bored. So they look like they're kind of like hands on the hip. So we'll have hands on the hip on this side because it feels asymmetrical. And then this hand can rest here. Even though this is a standing pose, it still feels pretty nice. It feels pretty dynamic because you're using those decisions. Like this is asymmetrical. This is asymmetrical, 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 asymmetrical. You have a more interesting looking standing body type, standing pose. Twisted torso. I think I talked about that in a clip. You can do this in multiple ways. Start with the shape, and then you just change the center line. So the center line, which is why it's very important, is showing you what angle parts of the body is. So if your center line on the ribcage is here and the center line on the pelvis is here and it creates an S, that feels more like a twisted torso. You can do the same thing with boxes, right? This concept right here, one box would be facing this way The other box would be facing this way. Front, front. And then you connect the front to the front and the back to the back. There's a twisted box. You can use that as a base as well. I, for some reason, am not very good at like drawing like the actual like, let me think. Like a box, like a long box that's twisted. For me, that's kind of more difficult. So I use this one more instead. I guess you could do something like this. Colton's better at drawing this part, in my opinion. This is a good way to do it too. What should I start on? Anatomy? Start with proportion, gesture, and forms. That's what I really recommend, because anatomy is the last part to add. Start from step 1, not from step 3. Right? Start here. What drawing exercises should I do before starting on anatomy? Just start. Like, that is the exercise. All the stuff that I've been showing you here, like proportion, doing this stuff, that is the exercise. That is you drawing confidently and learning how to do that. If you're talking about like line work exercises, there's other kinds of stuff too, other kinds of exercises that you can do. I recommend, if you want to draw more confident lines, try to draw things in one stroke. Like, try to find your if you're going to draw body and you want to draw it more confidently, start with your largest decisions. So this could be the height of the character, right? Then the next largest decision is your proportions. Confident strokes. So you can see that I'm not like zooming in, trying to get the perfect line. I'm just adding tick marks. These tick marks will help me to draw confidently later. And then when I draw in my proportions, I'm one line. You can see how like not shaky this is. Once again, it comes with a lot of experience. I'm not expecting you to do this all in one go, like perfectly. I'm just saying, like, the more confidence, the less strokes you make, and more confident decisions you make, the less shaky your hands are going to, or your lines are going to look. And if you draw with your arm, like instead of drawing with your fingers or drawing with like super tiny wrist motions, if you draw with an arm that has a nice general curve, like here, I'm just moving my arm. I'm not moving anything else. Letting your arm guide you, you'll tend to make confident strokes as well. That is the exercise. I have lots of confidence issues with lines, and this is so helpful. I'm so glad. Yeah. I think doing form study of twisting or twisted poses is sick. Yeah, great. Yeah, it's awesome. Another thing that you can do is like draw a shape. Random shape, could be a potato. Preferably a bean. And then add form lines. And you'll realize that the same shape can have different perspectives as well. You can have one that's going up. Each stroke that I'm doing, one stroke, one confident stroke. You can do weird blob. Add a center line. Then decide what's the perspective. Is it going down? Are you looking down at it? Or up at it? I feel like that helps a lot with especially drawing muscles as well later on. Just got Procreate and love this. Looking for a good sketch pencil to start with. Any you recommend? We have a brush. Yeah. It's not this one particularly, but you can find this one on our site. It is free. It is on our profile. You can check it out there. But this brush that I'm currently using is in our Discord channel, so you can check it out there as well. It's on the same website. It is on the Resource Share channel. That's on the pinned message. This is Procreate. We're married. Does the elbow movement for drawing work effectively with any brushstroke or curve, like ghosting? Oh yeah, absolutely. It does. I have no room. Like, even when I'm drawing a straight line from here to here, I'm ghosting and I'm using my elbow or my arm, depending on how big the stroke is. For this kind of stroke, probably just use my elbow. You can see that my hand's not moving at all. This is what my arm looks like. right? So when you ghost, this is a great technique for drawing curved lines, straight lines, whatever. It's basically you're just hovering the pen and going like this until you feel like you're confident. So rather than going like or even worse, and then you get shaky lines like this, you zoom out a little bit more, force yourself to zoom out. I know some of you have a constant habit of hyper zoom in because you're scared. It's okay to be scared, but you got to fight the scared, okay? So zoom out so you can see everything. Ooh, so sorry. So you can see everything. And then ghost. So you start from point A to point B and then over and over again until you're comfortable. Try to aim at the dots. And if it doesn't aim, that's okay. The point is practice. It's not about trying to make the perfect line in one go. And if you fail, you suck, right? That's not the point here. You can do the same thing with an S curve. So there's another exercise. Cap the top and the bottom. Put a point in here, anywhere on this line. Draw an S curve in one go. Just aim it and use your arm to draw the curve. So don't use like wrist, because look, when I'm using my wrist, I don't have a lot of range of movement. So here I'm going to use my arm and I'm going to aim, not moving my arm, not moving my hand at all, just using my arm. Look how much smoother that feels. Just better, in my opinion. And I'm trying to do it in one stroke. So try that. And you can do as many kinds of S's as you want. They don't have to be perfect. They just have to get you to be a bit more confident. So yeah, it does work that way. Like I'm using the elbow for both versions. Yeah, you're welcome, Lizzie. How to get symmetry? Center line. I talk about center line. We talk a lot about this exercise for eyes especially, but like center line is what's going to help you to make things symmetrical. So I'm trying to make things symmetrical in a front view. And then when you do it in perspective, it's going to have a little bit more steps. But I think training your eyes to just draw a line, treat this as the center, and draw a shape. Could be any shape. Could be a diamond. Your job now is to draw this onto the other side. But now how do you start? You're not just going to randomly draw another diamond and hope and guess that's right, right? You can use points. What's the closest point to the center line? It's this point. All I have to do is just make sure this point and this point are about the same size. So I can just draw a line like here. And I just take this line and move it over to the other side and just check. So yeah, like you just make your first best guess. And this will help with bodies and all that stuff later on. Okay, now if I want to find the next point, how do I do that? I can do this. I can just draw a straight line up and then draw a little triangle and then see how far this point is from that line. Oh, it looks like about here. And you would just do the same thing. And then you would connect the dots. It's like connect the dots, but like, you know, more effort. And then the more you do this, the more steps you take to be careful, you know, the more careful that you are, and the more free that you can be later. Not to say that you have to be exactly like, have a perfectionist mindset on everything, but just more of like taking the time to be like, okay, I'm not going to be lazy and cut corners. I'm just going to do them all in the right steps. When you cut corners and you try to do it in an effort to be lazy, that's when you actually use more effort, if that makes sense. Like I do the same thing. Like in order to like be lazy, I'll just put something on the counter when I could just throw it away and there'll be the same amount of movement or less movement, right? So it's like, it's kind of like that. How do you measure the body? We did talk about that earlier. I have a video called How to Draw Bodies, or if you hate drawing bodies, use this method. I cover the proportional systems there, so you can check that out. This is what I've been looking for. Awesome. But if you like this kind of teaching style and you want to be serious about your art journey and actually learn, we have a school called Anime Art School. We focus more on people who want to draw their own stories and characters from imagination. And we cover the foundations of art. Stuff like bodies, heads and faces, hair. So like teaching you stuff like this that you don't normally get in normal high school art classes. This is like how I would teach head drawing for a beginner. It's going to be hard, but it's really good in the long run. Here's how like I'm changing the shapes and stuff. Colton teaches the perspective classes, so you would also learn like backgrounds and stuff for your own characters, how to draw dimensionally, because dimensional drawing like this is very important for your own compositions, your own paneling, your own cool animations later on in the future, right? How to see things in space, how to draw in space. You know, it's funny because we talk about this a lot. When we're drawing boxes, we're not drawing on a flat sheet of paper. If we were to draw in the air, we're drawing like we're a 3D printer. So
Yeah, I
like
literally
we're drawing
find
like in
myself doing
space.
this.
Yeah. Like when I'm drawing like a head in the air, I'm like, okay, here's the form. It's a literal sphere.
You know those pens that are like printer pens that you can like draw in 3D? It kind of feels like that.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to be able to create your own stories, manga, comic, whatever, you would need to learn the fundamentals and you want to draw it. So we teach the fundamentals. You can check it out here. Do you have professional lessons? This is the professional lessons right here. It's foundation.
Yeah. But there is like obviously there's advanced stuff, but like 1 point perspective, pros use 1 point perspective.
Exactly.
2 point perspective, pros use 2 point perspective. None of the old masters used anything beyond 2 point perspective. They very rarely drew in anything like 3 point perspective, and they're literally masters.
Yep. And also
even
character
to
design
this
as well.
day.
Mhm.
So like, I worked professionally for a really long time, doing backgrounds, props, character skins, stuff like that. I teach everything I know in the class.
Mm-hmm.
So like, for sure.
Yeah.
It's like getting to the professional level is about rigorously practicing those same fundamentals that even the beginners are practicing. You just have to
Yep.
get really good at them.
gotta
That's super
find-
mega dark. So
It is very mega dark.
I can
Yeah, just show the ones with the characters as well if you want. Yeah, like those are great.
yeah, like this kind of stuff is from the painting class. I teach the rendering, right? Like this is the same class I took in industrial design school that got me hired when I graduated.
Mm-hmm.
I teach rendering, calculating cast shadows, how to light an environment, color theory, how to plan high key, mid key, low key, how to think about overlaps and backgrounds, all that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
And
By
I
the way,
teach
this
the
is get out here. This is the thing that I drew on this stream. I've been working on this rock.
It looks so good.
And here's our
Fundamentals.
eyeball. Yeah, I so you can see that I've just been working on it.
Do you have one-on-one classes?
We have one-on-one mentorship that you can take.
Mm-hmm. We do.
That
It's-
is on the page if you're interested in that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Although we are pretty full.
Yeah, we are pretty full,
We have
but
another
you know,
student who's going to be starting pretty soon.
yeah,
So there's not honestly a lot of slots left with that.
yeah. What do I do if I have incredibly sweaty hands?
I had a friend in art school that had really, really, really sweaty hands all the time. He wore like gloves, like I don't know what they're called, like surgical gloves. And then he ended up developing an allergy to the the latex, so he switched to like a different type. Then he developed an allergy to that, so he
Oh
switched
my
to a different type.
gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
But 100%, I had a friend who in art school his hand would just sweat everywhere, so he just wore gloves, dude. It looks like he was performing surgery, but it worked. Legit, it was legit.
Oh, dang. Do you guys teach perspective? Yeah, Colton teaches
Yep.
perspective.
I use those drawing gloves. Yeah, those don't help with sweat though. They might absorb some, but if your hand sweats a lot,
Might not be very sanitary.
no, not necessarily. Just get soaked.
Yeah.
Like my friend his hand actually would sweat until there was like a puddle.
Oh my gosh.
Just his hands got really sweaty.
That's interesting. I think a fun exercise
Pal World.
Yeah.
What's up?
I think a fun exercise is like drawing a box and making a person sit on it.
Yeah.
Some Bushi crumbs. He's my favorite pal, Anubis too. Oh, Nana. Of course. I actually have Bushi as my main combat.
Yeah, I got him for Christina.
Yeah. Or I think I found the fire egg. Maybe I don't remember actually.
I don't know. Maybe.
You
yeah.
found a fire egg.
Oh, I got the first Bushi
You got
for you.
yeah,
I
or-
got the Robin Quiltera.
Yes, you did get the Robin
And then that one
Quiltera for
died.
me. Yeah.
And you were like, no.
Yeah, I was so sad. And then he got me another fire egg, huge scorching egg, and that was a knocked Fire Howl, whatever that one is. Blaze Howl.
Blaze Howl knocked.
Blaze
or
Howl
whatever.
knocked.
And then it died.
And then it died
She
too.
was so sad.
I was so sad. I was like, never again. I'm gonna take care of my pals this time and not be careless. And then afterwards, I got another huge egg, and then that was the
Yeah.
Bushi. He's so cool.
I
He's
used
so
my
good.
Leaf on.
Yeah.
I have leveled her up so much. She's so powerful now. If she dies, I'm gonna be the saddest person alive. Also, I got the Sekhmet.
Sekhmet. Yeah, Sekhmet's great.
Dude, her working is so fast, and her mining is so cute. It's like,
Yeah, it's so
I
cute.
love those. Leafan and Bushi are so cute. Yeah.
I ship Leafan and Bushi, guys. Leafan wants love, and they have similar theme. It's really cute. I'll just say it.
Here's my demo from today's stream. Although I did the meteor off screen.
We are teaching a lot of stuff today. What app do you use to draw? I use Procreate. Colton uses Photoshop on stream. Fox's Leaf fan and Bushi fan are already invaded my drawing apps. Really? Did you actually draw fan art of those two? Do you guys teach illusion, like optical illusions?
Not really.
No, not really. We don't do that. Technically, you are doing... Oh, cute! Technically, if you are drawing, you are doing illusions.
Yeah. Anything in perspective is an optical illusion.
Yeah?
It's creating a feeling of a sense of space on a 2D surface.
Yeah. Any face anatomy tips? I always place the noses wrong. Placing the noses wrong has to do with proportion. So what I would do is, assuming that you already have a nice head setup, what I do is I would find my eye line, and wherever my eye line is, my nose will follow like pretty closely. If I'm drawing this kind of head shape, my nose will actually have to be a little bit higher. But how do I get to this point? If you're gonna draw like a realistic head, for example, I go back to realistic constantly. Like people are asking, oh, do you have to learn realism in order to learn anime? Like I do a mix of both. I started off with anime, and then my art got better when I learned realism and realistic proportions and how the world worked. So when I do proportions, I'm always referencing what is the real head like, proportion wise, because that's my starting point, right? Like halfway is my eyes, or no, I should do this. You want to do a realistic head? Divide this head into thirds. This is the second third is your nose, and above that is your eyes. So you have this ratio. All you have to do is just shift those depending on the head type. So like if I want to do this kind of head type, I have to keep in mind, okay, my eyes are going to be big with this head type. If I placed my nose at the 1/3 mark or the 2/3 mark, it's going to be really, really high. So that I also have to make sure, like, okay, where are my eyes at? My eyes should be above my nose. So pretty shortly after, it should probably be about here. But when I'm drawing my nose, I'm thinking, what's the wireframe of the nose? It's going like this. And all I'm doing is I'm drawing like a little dot that implies this little point, right? So if you have awkward looking noses, it's also because your forms are incorrect, or you're just not thinking about the head as a 3D form. Like you're thinking about it as a sticker. Like you've drawn this kind of nose so many times. You've drawn this nose so many times that's all you do for every kind of head type or head angle, right? But like that's not really how noses are. Noses are boxes. Modified boxes, right? What does this look like from the side view? Well, it looks like this. What does this look like from a bottom view? Looks like this. And how do you place it on a head? That could be another problem that you need to solve. Colton, draw June's bodyguard. In the week 1 class, you taught halves and thirds for face proportions. Is there such things as fourths? For me personally, I don't think I've used fourths. I think that's just a bit too small. I don't think I've used fourths. If I did, I would let you know and be like, oh my gosh, that's a great way to do it. But for me, I've seen halves and thirds.
That would be.
Let me just test it out really quick.
What does back anatomy look like? Back abs check.
Back abs check.
I could never find that video again. I don't know why. If I get the first bundle but also want mentorship in the future, would I still have to pay in full? We haven't had anybody do that yet, so probably, but maybe. It depends. We would probably get a little bit of a discount.
Yeah. Yeah.
At how far in the future are you meaning? You mean like soon after in the future, or like years in the future? Because that would probably affect it. We generally call with students beforehand as well to make sure that the mentorship is a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
So when anybody signs up for the mentorship or is interested in signing up, we'll get on a call with them and discuss their goals and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So we would need to do that beforehand. Like, are you just waiting for a school term to end or something? Then that would be fine. So I got a Xenovator in Pal World very, very early on. It was awesome. It looks like a epic Pokemon. What do they call the Pokemon? The
Legendaries?
legendary Pokemon.
Mm.
I was like, oh, that's cool. I later found out that they're one of like the rarest pals.
Well, oh my gosh.
Or
What does it look
Xenogard,
like?
Yeah,
What
not a
does that look like?
Xenovator, a Xenogard.
What's a Xenogard look like?
They have like a
Do they look like Palkia from
they have
Diamond
like
Pearl
a
or something?
2% chance of spawning from a meteor or something.
Bro. Xenogard.
It's like guard, no. It's super cute. I love them.
Super
what they
cute.
look like.
Oh, it looks like a Palkia.
Yeah, they look super cool. This is what
Definitely
they
looks
look
like a very, very rare Pokemon for sure. Or Pal.
Yeah, Palimon.
Mm-hmm, Palimon.
Well, that's actually much better. I don't know if it would be beneficial to do it from the start. Oh, it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're interested, you can reach out over Discord or DM or email or whatever you want and just say, "Hey, I'm interested." We could hop on a call sometime. We got another student coming up this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But we're actually kind of getting full of students.
Yeah, we kind of
I
are.
don't want to take on too many because it's a lot.
It is.
And we do a lot of other stuff. It's the mentorship thing is more we do on the side, and when we don't have any more space available, we just don't accept anybody.
Yeah. Limited slots. Regular overhead did one eyebrow on the other side, or eyes that they're never exact. Use guidelines of like top versus bottom, like do this. Here's where the eyebrows match. Here's where the top and the bottom eyes match. Here's the corners. Like, find little landmarks of your particular eye and just draw them into the other side. But keep in mind that when you're drawing on a head, you're gonna have to probably curve the surface a little bit, or understand that you're kind of drawing the eye at a slightly different angle. So just keep that in mind. That's what I would do. I'm so bad at going from start to end with my drawings. Can you please explain steps?
Like, generally, there's going to be a setup phase where you are deciding composition, pose, proportion. And then there's going to be like a filling it in phase where you're actually drawing the content, the volumes, the forms, the clothing, whatever it is. If it's an environment, it's like you're going to maybe detail out some of the stuff. And then there's like early on also you would probably plan where your focal point is. Like, where do you want people to actually look at? Because you can leave areas like you don't have you ever drawn a drawing that you put as much detail in as you could, but it still felt like it wasn't finished? It's generally because people don't know where to look, so they kind of look everywhere and they're like confused as to what the point of the drawing is. Like, planning a focal point can help with that a lot. So basically going, what is the purpose of this drawing? Where do I want people to look? Is it the face? Is it this tree? Is it this building? Is it this character right here standing? Like, what do I want people to look at? And you don't have to stick with one focal point. You can go, I want them to look at these characters and this building as well. And a lot of people will plan a 1, 2, 3 read. They'll have the primary focal point, the secondary, and then the tertiary. And it's like, I want them to look at the face and the hands holding the thing. Like, that could be 2. Or it could be like, I want them to look at the face, the hand, and the tip of the arrow that's about to shoot. It's like that, and it would probably create like a triangle. You know what I mean? So, like, if you can make a read that is a triangle, but it's not a symmetrical triangle, right? Like, oh, I guess Christina was
Oh
kinda
no, you
drawing
can.
it as well.
Nah, it's fine. I was just
It's like-
testing it.
Focal point, maybe the face is here, maybe the arrow is here, maybe the hand is I don't know, here. Like that could be a good read, and you'll like look between these parts. And each of them have detail, and then like there's the arm that goes to the arrow. Like if Christina was planning a drawing, she would think in terms of where do I want people to look?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Where do I want people to look? And what pathways am I creating between them?
Yeah. Like, for me, I'm thinking camera angle. If I want this piece to be a portrait or mainly focusing on the face, it could be a portrait. It could be a half bust. Like, that could be part of the composition. If I want a portrait, it could be over here. And everything else, like, you know, gravitates to, like, maybe the eyes or whatever.
Yeah. And remember, they're not rules, they're tools.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it. You use it to your advantage when it helps.
Yeah.
You create, like, at the end of the day, what is the story that you want to tell? What is the thing that you want to come across the most?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a bag of tools that can help you get there. And then people will be like, do I have to do this? And it's like, do you have to use a hammer to hammer in a nail? You could use a rock. You could use a hatchet. You could use a wrench. Like, you could use a nail gun. You know, it's like they're not rules. They're tools that are there to make your life better. That's why when people come into the chat and they say things like it like restricts people's creativity and freedom. It's like saying learning how to use all of the tools at the hardware store will make it so you are worse at building houses. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't make sense. It's like they're tools that help you express yourself. They don't restrict you. They give you freedom. It's like having a car is going to allow you to go less places.
Yeah.
Or it's like having a personal helicopter that flies to your house will restrict your ability to travel around. And so it's the same with writing. Like you'll hear that writers won't learn the basics of writing because they'll think it'll restrict their creativity. It's like, you mean learning how to communicate with people better is going to make you worse at communicating? Like what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. How can you guide the viewer's eyes? I would say viewers will look at wherever they want to look.
Yeah, contrast.
Contrast,
for
yeah.
sure. Like it's like contrast, which is like one thing next to another that is not the same. Like dark versus light, red versus blue, a triangle versus a square. Like contrast draws people's attention. If you have a bunch of circles and there's one triangle, the contrast is the triangle and you're going to look at it.
Yeah,
so
like-
you generally draw people's attention through contrast of something.
Mm-hmm. Like if this is the only point of contrast that I ever add to my piece, I'm probably gonna look here.
Yeah.
Because like that just like screams like, look at me.
And also, it's emotionally impactful. It's a face. People look at faces. You look for faces.
Yeah.
We are wired to look for faces and things that have a significance to us. So it's a cat. It's like if you look at clouds, it's like it's almost always a face or something that's why every time a character gets drawn, everybody in chat goes, "Oh my gosh, is that XYZ character?" It's because your brains are like programmed to see the things that it finds important.
Mm-hmm.
What is important? Eyes, faces, hands, things that are recognizable. If you have a big abstract painting and there's like a car tire in it, you're like, "Oh, I look at the car tire."
Yeah. I look at something that's familiar. So like some people also, depending on the person, will probably want to look for mistakes instead of the whole picture. So like if you get people they're like, oh, hand's too small.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
oh, XYZ. It's like it's because they want to look for mistakes.
Exactly.
You know?
That's why it's a big red flag when someone comes into a chat and their very first message is trying to point out things they think are wrong. It gives you a look inside of that person's belief system and what they find important. And so you're just like, probably don't want this person in the community if the first thing they're doing is coming in and giving unsolicited critiques and complaining.
Yeah.
Because it's like it kind of shows you what they find important, which means if they join the community, probably going to be doing it a lot and annoying people and eventually getting banned.
Yeah.
Not to say that's the case with everything.
Mm-hmm. But just the moral is like people want to look what they want to look for. If they like looking at faces, even when there's probably no face, they will try to find one.
It's just people look at things they find important or are contrasty.
Yeah. Or
Like,
are
and
flashy.
there's different things will hold different weight. Oh, Devin Corwin talks about this in one of his lessons. I think it's only a paid lesson, but he basically goes through different master paintings and talks about like a visual weight of different things. Like you look where people look. So if a character is looking at something, you will want to look at that thing because someone else is looking at it. It's like someone points in the sky and you're like, what's up in the sky?
Yeah.
So like you can have pointers and like
yeah, pointers like, oh, look over
people
there.
looking at something or a dog looking at something will be a pointer and you'll go look where it's looking. And you can use that to your advantage.
Oh, like a Renaissance painting, they're all looking at, Jesus, so it's like, oh, look over there. It's a bird. So you just want to look at the bird. And so like you have leading lines. You're like, you put characters that almost look like a vanishing point. That could be one way you could do it. So you could have a crowd of people that are all looking at the bird, very obvious. And then maybe some clouds that are pointing to the bird. That's just being very obvious. So it's like, that's just one idea.
Drawing Miki on colored canvas, not a blank one. Any Miki is good in my book. Is it better to get the books first than get to the lessons? I would say that like you can't honestly put like books are very valuable, but you can't put that much stuff in a book. Like you can put principles. I find that video lessons go through things much more in depth than a book that has a couple of images to teach something.
Yeah.
I think the books are super valuable. And as like an inexpensive way to start learning stuff, I think it's good. And books are also good because they're very good for reference guide, like looking back at and like bringing up. But like the books don't teach perspective.
Yeah.
They don't teach 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. They don't teach value, like maybe a little bit of value. It's more like how to build a figure or how to use color or think about color or how to like reference images that you can draw from as well. I really like books. But the medium doesn't have as many senses that are activated as something else. Like a live or like a live teaching has more senses and feedback, like physical sense, like smell, sight, touch, right? A book is like visual and it's static. A video is like it's moving and there's also the audio and there's also writing and there's also like a progression. It's just a form of communication that I feel that works better. Like the more senses you can get involved in learning something, I think the more you tend to learn it. That's why like hands-on is the best. Like you want people doing actual hands-on work. So if you get the books, actually do the lessons and draw them, because that's where you're going to get the most benefit. Or if you get the lessons, actually do the homework. Like, you won't get better without doing homework. It just doesn't work. Like, you'll learn stuff, but you won't get better without doing actual exercises. Like, watching somebody work out, you can learn stuff about working out, but your muscles won't get bigger. Working out is, like, the obvious. It's true for pretty much every skill, like music or art or whatever. Like, working out is, like, the most obvious one, because it's, like, a physical response of your body getting stronger. Like, duh, you're not going to get stronger unless... Like, the whole way that your muscles get stronger is they break down and then heal. If they're not breaking down, they're not healing stronger.
Yeah. And I think, like, if you want to be long-term, if you want to have long-term health, it's like learning how to enjoy the working out is also really good to have. Like, learning how to enjoy art and practicing will take you much further than just trying to grind it out to get to a certain destination, because the destination of art is so far for so many people that, like, once they see the destination, they're like, I'm just gonna quit. So for people who really genuinely want to get better, they have to take away the sense of, like, destination, because that's just like it's a marathon. It's a very multiple year long marathon. So you have to like actually learn how to like practicing, and then you will improve over time. Yeah, it is online. It is self-paced.
It's self-paced unless you get the mentorship version. Then it has meetings. Mm-hmm. But the base version is like a recorded college.
Yep.
Can you please give a roadmap of how to learn drawing to become a comic artist? I've never done comics personally, but you would learn, your figure drawing anatomy, perspective, composition, light, and like how to like rendering. Even though comic artists don't render a ton, like they're still doing it. They're just mostly using like black and white. Mm-hmm. Well, they render as well, actually, a lot these days.
Yeah.
I think we talked to a professional comic artist, like a really good. He even did stuff for what was the project he had coming out?
Medusa?
Well, no, he did stuff for the one that was getting published soon.
Oh, I don't remember.
It's like a big one, like a Marvel or a big DC something.
Oh, Batman? No, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't remember, but his name was Tony Park. Tony Parker or Tony Park?
I think Tony Parker.
Tony Parker. And we talked to him for a while, and like you could he had rock solid foundation. Like his perspective spot on. His anatomy and figure drawing very good. Like they focus a lot, I think, on techniques as well, like inking techniques in order to create effects and stuff. You definitely want to practice that, at least if you want your stuff to look pretty.
Yeah.
So it's like you'd learn general drawing foundation for sure. Tony Parker, yeah, we met with him at Phoenix Fan Fusion. Really nice guy. You got a commission from him of Ray.
So good.
We've never showed it on stream.
I have it.
Oh, you did? Or you?
Oh, no, I haven't showed it yet.
Really nice guy. Oh, I need to reach out to him, actually. Interview him on our channel. I hit him up on Instagram a while back. But, I mean, you can tell their foundation is solid, right? It's the same as with manga artists. Like, they're just drawing in a different style, but, like, oh my gosh, dude, you look at something like, read.amazon.com, and you go click on, like, One Punch Man Volume 2. Like,
this is a commission from that artist. Oh, it's so good. It's my character.
Ray. It's fun. She's like, I beat this guy up, and I'm dragging him.
Yeah, and she, like, beat him up with, like, a police baton or something.
Yeah, it's super fun. That's from Tony Parker.
Yeah. So good.
Have you ever heard of the artist Piccolo? You mean the guy who trained Gohan? I've never heard of an artist named Piccolo.
I think I've heard of that. Is a comic artist that does a lot of Teen Titan artwork. She's so wife. Baddie wife.
Look at this. Perspective. Here's the ground plane. Composition.
They even use speech bubble as part of the composition as well, which is what I really like about manga.
Because I mean, obviously you're going to read the speech bubbles, so like the speech bubble is part of the composition. Yeah, it's super cool. Carnage Kabuto. Like, look at this. This is like 1 point perspective. You can see the perspective in the roof. Like, what I noticed is that a lot of the time they do something similar to like what storyboard artists do, right? Like, you'll have a character. You'll have a character and say, I don't know, maybe like a frame around this character. Come on. So it's like, what's the perspective of this? It could be you're looking up. So it's like, you're looking up at the character. You're looking down at the character. Like, you know what I mean? And so this right here is basically what they did in this shot right here. Right? It's like you can tell by the ceiling that you're looking up, even though, and obviously, like, actually, yeah, just slightly, like, you're looking up. Obviously, like, the characters, the horizon line's down here, probably by Saitama's, like, I don't know, like, crotch area or something. And so it's like, that's perspective. That's the perspective, dude. So cool. I look at this for inspiration all the time. I think it's super cool. 1 point perspective. Figure drawing, like drawing, costume drawing, clothing, and like so much of this is design. So much of it is like shape language, form language, like just so much design, like the separation of light and dark, the shapes, the composing, like composition is design, posing is design, arrangement of things is design. And so like this is just, you know, masterpiece. It's so well done. It's so well done. How dynamic that is. It's awesome. I want to ask, has school art same syllabus what in you book? Our school? No, our school's way bigger. Like our school covers at here tons and tons and tons of stuff that our books don't cover. The books are pretty much primarily focused on drawing anime characters. And like anatomy, right? Like posing, heads, hair, faces, expressions, a process to building characters. That would be like class 1 of the school. Class 1, term 1.
Toby! Oh my gosh, baby.
Toby's deconed.
He's so stinking cute. You like Celine in Pal World? I don't know.
I haven't seen her. I don't want to get spoiled. It's probably hard to get her because she's so popular, maybe. Than you. You guys have your own art guidebook? Talking about these.
Yeah. We have
Yep.
a couple books.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 books. Wonder if it's hard to get her. I don't know the character. I'm always discovering new pals. I'm trying not to like spoil myself too much online. I like finding pals organically.
Mm-hmm.
Like Christina just got this pal last night. The fire one. What was it called?
I don't know what it's called.
It was like a fire pal. It was like level 7 kindling.
It was so good.
Dude, it was so cool.
It was so cool. It
Kinda
looked
like
like
a humanoid-ish one.
it looked like Sonic. I don't know.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like Mad Eyes. Kind of had like this kind of cape-like hair.
That looks like
um,
Anubis now.
No, it's not Anubis. It's it also has like a little sash on the bottom with a little fire thing. It has like a kind of Egyptian vibe, but I don't really remember what it's called. Looks like this.
The fire type.
Yeah, it's a fire type. Is it okay if we just join class?
No, you don't have to have the book. They're
No, yeah,
separate. They're
they're separate.
standalone entirely.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking
What?
maybe we should just extend the watercolor promotion because the shirts definitely aren't going to be ready in time for the next promotion.
Oh, okay, sure.
So I don't know who the recent person who got the school is. Was like Kelly or something?
I don't remember.
Maybe we'll extend the watercolor promotion because number 1, watercolors are fun. Number 2, we have leftover paper.
Mm-hmm.
And number 3, our next promotion, which is like a shirt and stickers and stuff, is definitely not going to be ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wixen?
It's not Wixen.
No.
I had a Wixen and it's not that. Oh, Toby, did you lock yourself in?
It's this.
Yeah, it's that one. I don't remember. Yeah, it's that one. I just don't remember. I was kind of right.
So there's Christina's guess. But it's that one. I don't know what it's called.
I don't remember, but it says best kindling one. So,
So yeah, the watercolor promotion is if you buy Anime Art School, you'll get a watercolor drawing of your own character for free as a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be done live on the stream. We don't have any watercolors around because they've all been shipped out.
Yeah, or they're all packed.
And yeah, our Anime Art School.
Mm-hmm.
So that is our big online school program, and of course
Yes.
that is true for the Anime Art School Live as well.
Mm-hmm. No, you don't have to have our book in order to join the class.
Nope.
We did
They're
answer that.
separate.
Yeah, they're separate.
They're standalone.
It's not free to play Pal World. It's $30.
Yeah, it's like $30.
It'll be addicting. So if you have plans to go hardcore on studying or have important things to do, it's probably not the best to play it.
Are there a lot of people enrolled? Yeah, there's like 300 or so people in the Anime Art School.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it is self-paced.
Yeah.
I'd say probably half of them are in the Discord server. If you buy the school and you have a Discord, we will give you a special role in the
Yeah.
server. Flarical.
Oh, Flarical.
Flarical.
Why?
No.
I was gonna say, I was like, what if it's like, I don't know, some kind of Flareon. Not Flareon. That's a Pokemon.
That's crazy, dude. Crap. I
thought
don't
it had a
want to spoil
bee.
myself. I love finding new pals that I've never seen before.
I know, right?
It's like Christmas every day.
Yeah.
What do you think of my fan art of Pal World though?
I love
you
it.
Like it.
It looks like
Nana?
Pal World. Yeah. I'm starting to start mashing pals together to see what I could get. So you mean like you can mash multiple pals together and make a fusion?
Yeah, it's like a breeding farm. I think it'll.
We
What
need to
is
see
the
what
Pal
we need to
World,
see what Bushido or Bushi and Leaf Fan create.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to tell me though.
No,
I
no
wanna be
one
excited
tell
by
us.
it. Pal World Gem. What is it called?
Paldium?
Paldium.
Dang, I didn't know they can create multiple kinds. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. There.
Wait, how do you make cake? Oh, that really looks like a Paldium fragment. All pals can be bred, but the pal that comes out of an egg is random, but once you find out, you know it will be the same. Oh.
That's cool.
Interesting.
That's neat, dude.
Nana says, I chronically run ahead to areas I'm not supposed to be in.
I was in the Sky Islands at like level 14.
Is your art school in use? What app and phone? It's a website.
Yeah, it's a website. You can access it on the phone.
Mm-hmm. You can access on the phone because it's a website. Cake is wheat and eggs and milk. We need to get cows.
Yeah,
I
dude,
do- I did-
really
I
do
did
think
get
a breeding
cows.
farm would be fun.
Yeah. We could just make like a... Wait, do you have to unlock a recipe for it, or is it already there once you like have the ingredients?
I don't know. It could be fun though. There's our Pallium fragment. What do you think?
It looks like it. I want to collect it. F. Press F.
F?
Yeah. No, what I mean is like press F to grab the Paldium
Oh.
fragment. Yeah, you're welcome, Kita. When we finish a homework in the art school, do we have to share our results on Discord?
No.
Only if you want to.
You don't have to. You
don't have
can.
Yeah, you can.
We're always happy to see it.
Yeah. I do take a look on it and be like, dang, you guys make a lot of progress. Need a cooking pot, I believe. I do have a cooking pot. Thanks for the tours and everything you teach. You deserve everything good that happens to you. Aw, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Were you on Roblox? I was. For a little bit.
There you go. There's our little Pal World diorama.
It's so cute. Makes me want to play Pal World. You also need a bee guard to get honey, and it's unlocked in the kitchen. You don't learn recipes, just build the cooking thing. Okay.
Oh.
So we need to get honey. I did find a bee guard somewhere, and I do know where they are, so I'm going to have to go look. Are there any apps for beginners? I mean, anything that you can get your hands on and learn is for beginners. Like, Krita is free. Ibis Paint, some people like it a lot. Procreate, I think, is very easy to use on the iPad. On the phone, not so much, but on iPad, it's great. I use it all the time. But I heard a lot of people love Ibis Paint, so you can check that out. It is free. They do have ads though, so if that like ruins your flow, like that could be something that you need to keep in mind of. But try it out. But I think Pal World is definitely very worth it game. Like
Oh
it's
my
very
gosh.
big. Like you can, there's a lot of content.
I have a lot more fun on Pal World than I do with $60 or $70 AAA games.
Yeah, it's much cheaper than a lot of good games out
Oh
there.
my gosh, dude. That game has so much content. Where's the content?
Where's the content? You just look pretty. I love that so much.
There's my meteorite crash.
I love it.
Oh, here's my sketch.
Oh yeah, that's what this sketch.
This was the form of the meteor that I decided to use initially. This helped me decide what was in light and what was in shadow. And then I just blended them together. You can create just like a quick little 3-dimensional form, right? It's like, oh, what does this look like? Oh, maybe it looks like... This is what Christina does with hair, by the way.
I do. And then you just fill out the forms on the inside. You figure it out.
Go, oh, maybe like this. Maybe like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could render that. Because you basically just determine which sides are not getting lit. And which sides are facing what. And you can render it. And then all you have to do is just blend it together afterwards.
Mm.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I'll just keep that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Like, that's the main mistake I made on these rocks, is I never...
Figured out.
I never had a phase where I figured out what was facing what, so I would have to go back in and fix... Because right now they're kind of like wonky, muddy geometry. They don't really make any sense. But it's not hard to fix. You just kind of have to be a little bit diligent with it.
It's interesting because once you have a really good shape, it can kind of turn into anything. Like that rock could be like a really cool like building structure.
Could be anything, yeah.
It's 1 ad per 4 hours of using any brush you want. The one at the top is annoying though. Oh. Yeah, I would just lose my flow all the time at that point. I'd just rather get Procreate, which has no ads and has a lot of good brushes. Oh, Toby. Okay, you want to get out?
Kitty.
What is he doing, bro? This is weird.
You're a master at opening cabinets, but you can't even open a door.
We don't want him to open a door.
No.
No, no.
Hey, Lucky,
no.
we're doing good. Well, you want to wrap up soon?
Sure.
Or
See, you
now
can
or
tell
whatever?
that this is relatively... the geometry is a little bit more... Makes a little bit more sense now.
Feels good. Ooh, I really enjoyed Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games back then. Have you ever played those games?
Never heard of them.
They were fun. You played as a Pokemon and you have a team and you make friends and then you battle and you solve a dungeons together. Although they do get pretty intense. I got Clip Studio. Does it have your color picker or was this a plugin?
My
Color
color
picker?
picker? This is not Clip Studio. This is Photoshop. This is called Coolerus.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're talking about something else.
I believe that if you just mean like you pick colors like with the eyedropper tool, like Clip Studio has that as well. I don't know what the commands are though. Yeah. Okay, I think they understood now. That's good. Your guys' live streams really helped me a lot and really improve my art and stuff. Just want to say thanks. Aw,
Awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that comment.
Glad it's helpful.
Yeah. I feel like we've been getting a lot of those kind of comments this stream. Your tutorials help so much.
Rip.
Oh, poor flower. It dead.
Maybe it was this.
Maybe. It peed on it. I don't know. Maybe it like sat on it. Aw, thanks, Brayden. Bye, Lou. I just remembered I got dishes to do. See everyone I'm cooked. No! Do those dishes and don't be cooked.
All right, I'm ready to wrap up when you are.
Yeah,
I
I'm
enjoyed
ready.
painting this.
That's
It's just
good.
silly, like
It's cute.
brain rot
Mm-hmm.
stuff, but it is fun. Like one of my
Yeah, Colton talked about shadows and stuff on this demo. If you want to find it, we are also streaming on YouTube. Draw Anime Academy on YouTube, and you can rewind the stream there. But we'll be heading off.
Yummy. Yeah, YouTube Draw Anime Academy. You can go rewatch the whole stream if you missed it. I gotta close this Pal World Google search because I'm getting spoiled to pals that I haven't seen yet.
Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody. Don't forget, watercolor promotion is active again.
Yep.
If you got
Anime Art
you get
School.
Anime Art School, you get a watercolor of your character for free. You have to make sure you reach out to us and let us know. You can just send us like a DM on TikTok or whatever, or on Discord. When you buy this school, you'll get an invite in the first class you go to. It'll teach you how to join the Discord and stuff.
Yep.
And so you can just ping Christina or I
Yes.
if you want your watercolor. But other than that, everybody,
Have a good day. Have a good night.
have a good night, and we will be talking to you
Later.
probably tomorrow, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Bye bye, everybody. Meow 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 meow.
Wow. Just
All
right
right.
on time.
Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.
See ya. Bye bye, YouTube.